Hello everyone, my name is Corey Jeweler and this is a video about regular PC maintenance that should be performed on your PC at least once a week. And the intent is for this video to be for basic users with little or no experience maintaining their computer. Okay, slide number one. First off, what is PC maintenance? Well, PC maintenance can include a lot of things, but today we'll be talking about how you can keep your hard drive healthy, how to clean up unnecessary files on your system, and how to reduce the number of startup programs that the system loads when the computer boots. As we move through the slides, I'm going to be showing you on my system where to find the tools that you can use to make all this possible. Okay, so the first tool we're going to be looking at is the disk defragmenter, and what the disk defragmenter will do is keep your storage device in good shape. When programs and files are stored on your hard drive, they're basically installed in sections. So when they're later deleted, those sections tell the operating system, oh hey, you can install a program and file here now, there's room. But what if that program and file is too big for that section? Well, then that's where fragmentation occurs. So if you have one section that you're going to save a program to, and the program is too big for that section, your hard drive is basically going to split up that program into different sections. And what that does is every time that program loads, your hard drive is going to have to work harder to load that program, and it's going to increase the time that it loads. Same thing with a file. You may not notice it with a file just because a file is usually a lot smaller than a program, but in time this will cause disk thrashing, which is just unneeded wear and tear on your hard drive. And keep in mind too, we're talking about hard disk drives, so they have internal moving parts. As to an SSD, solid state drive, it's all flash memory, and you don't ever want to defragment an SSD because the more read and writes you have to an SSD, it'll actually degrade the performance and also degrade the lifetime of the SSD. So let's go ahead and take a look at the disk defragmenter. Okay, so to get to the disk defragmenter, basically you're going to click on the start menu and then go to all programs and go to accessories. Go down to system tools and then go to disk defragmenter. Now you can see I have multiple partitions here, which is a partition is basically a logical separation of drives on one physical drive, if that makes any sense. My operating system is stored on an SSD, so I never defragment that. So basically, you would click on the drive that you want to defragment, which would usually be your drive C, and then basically you're going to want to analyze the disk. Now, while this happens, see, I've recently had mine defragmented. I have a schedule for it, and it's set every Wednesday. And if you haven't had your drive defragmented for a while, it's probably going to take some time for it to be analyzed. And then after that, there's going to be a percentage of that disk that you can see that is fragmented. So you just defragment the disk, and then it'll probably take about 30 minutes. And after that, you should notice a little bit of a performance increase in the load times of your files and programs. The next tool we're going to be talking about is disk cleanup. Really, it just deletes unnecessary files stored on your storage device. So these files get on there either by you recently deleting them and they're moved to the recycle bin, or temporary internet files, which are parts of websites that are stored in a cache. So if you go visit that same website again, it doesn't take as long to load because it has a lot of like the images, basically a lot of the content that's on the website is stored in a cache, and that's what a temporary internet file is. And another thing that it gets rid of is downloaded program files, which can be thought of as the installer used to install a program that you download from the internet. You don't need these on your system after you already have the program installed. Another thing that it cleans up is Windows update files. A lot of these are either replaced or not needed any longer after you do a recent update, and those can take up quite a bit of space. So I definitely recommend getting rid of those. Sometimes it can be gigabytes of space that it can take up. And if you have an SSD, disk cleanup is really convenient because usually SSDs aren't very big anyway. because the price. I think I have an 128 gigabyte SSD in my computer, and it costs close to $100. So the price per gig is definitely a lot higher compared to a regular hard drive. So let's get started, and I will show you how to get to disk cleanup. Alright, so let's go check out disk cleanup. Like the disk defragmenter, go to the start menu and go to all programs, go to accessories, and then system tools, disk cleanup. And by the way, I'm going to these through the start menu, but there are other paths to get to these tools, but this is probably the most convenient for you. First, you select the drive that you want to do a disk cleanup on. I'm just going to do drive C. And as you can see, I have downloaded program files, temporary internet files, the recycle bin, which is stuff that you've recently deleted but haven't emptied. I don't have any in mine because I empty it. Temporary files, which are files stored on your computer. Usually when users log in, they'll store temporary files pertaining to that user. And I don't have any Windows Update files. And I only have 4.40 megabytes of space that I can clean up. So before you hit OK here, go ahead and click on Clean Up System Files. Now, let's see if I have anything in there. There are also a lot of third-party tools that you can download that do this, and they have other tools built in with it. I may talk about those in a later video. This may take a second. Well, okay, here we go. So total, I only have 20.6 megabytes of space I can clean up. See, here's the Windows Update cleanup I was talking about. Now, basically just check the ones you want to clean, you hit OK, and then you delete the files. It's as simple as that. And you're done. Okay, after disk cleanup, the next thing we're going to discuss is just uninstalling a program. I do want to mention that the quality of my video in the first half that you've already watched isn't very good, and it's basically because I did not disable a feature of my operating system before starting it, and I'm not going to go back and do it over again, so you guys will just have to deal with it. But anyways, I'm just kidding. Uninstalling a program and where you can find that and what it will do for you. Basically, I mean, who wants unneeded stuff on their system? I know I don't. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. We can see that we're at my desktop again, and you may notice that down here it's not transparent like it was before, and that's basically the feature I turned off. It's called Windows Aero, and I just have Windows Basic now. Basically, if you want to do that, you just right click the desktop, go to personalize, and this is Windows Aero right here, just Windows 7 Basic. It decreases the amount of resources used to, you know, make your system look all flashy and nice. But anyways, let's uninstall a program. So this right here is called File Explorer. Now, I'm not going to click on that, but if you want to get to that, just go to Computer, to the Start menu, and you can see Uninstall or Change the Program up here at the top. So you click on that, and I have some programs installed here. I'm not going to uninstall any because I use all of them, but if you do want to uninstall one, you just highlight it and uninstall it. It'll take you through the uninstall process. It's usually like a next finish thing. It's not too hard. And that's just how you free up space on your storage device. Okay, so the next tool we're going to be talking about is the System Configuration Utility. And basically what this is, or how we're going to use it today, is we're going to look at the number of startup programs we have on our computer, and judging by the number of those and just what they are, it'll basically tell you what you want to disable. Don't just go in there and start disabling programs, because if you do, something might not run right. But I like to disable anything that isn't made by Microsoft or any other legitimate program that I have installed on my computer. So let's go look at that and go from there. Okay, as you can see, we're back in my desktop again, and what I want you to do is go down your start menu and type in msconfig in the search bar. and you can see it come up there. Students from Microsoft Configuration. Hit enter, and this is your system configuration utility. Now, this is basically like a Swiss Army knife of tools. Now, you can see all the tabs here, and here's the tools. You can get to a lot of the tools that we were discussing earlier through here. We may go over that in a later video, but let's go to startup, and as you can see right here, here are all the programs that are starting up when you boot your computer. Now, pretty much everything I have in here has to do with either Microsoft or the hardware I have installed on my computer or Apple. And I'm not going to disable anything, but if you do want to disable something, it's really easy. So just go to a checkbox and uncheck it and hit OK. And once you hit OK, that program won't be on the startup options the next time your computer boots. So that's the end of that. Let's continue to the last slide. So here we are at the last slide. Really, this is just saying thanks for watching the video, and if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those. The next video I'm going to be doing is going to be on malware and how you remove that, and I will also be showing you where to get free antivirus tools that you don't have to pay for and that aren't resource intensive on your system. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.